Welcome to the Daybreak with Jeff Slakey podcast. I'm so happy you found us. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share this with your circle of influence. It's a collection of the interviews, news, and conversation during Daybreak with Jeff Slakey on iFiber One News Radio, KMAS, weekdays from 6 to 9.
Hey, good Thursday morning to you here, the 19th of November. We are a week away from, well, an untraditional and who knows how it will look Thanksgiving. Spencer, good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. We had our first Thanksgiving with the kids from California a couple weeks ago now, and then we're having another Thanksgiving Saturday. So Thursday, we're just going to take Thursday off, I think, and not have any special thing going on. So it's a very untraditional Thanksgiving for sure.
For sure, indeed. Coming up in the first half hour of the show here, there's another pop-up blood drive from Bloodworks Northwest at the Hub Center for Seniors tomorrow and Saturday, and there are still openings to donate. Jeannie Larson comes on to talk about that. Then in the second half of the hour, Cedar High School is a new high school in the Shelton School District this year. It's upstairs at the Choice Building, but it's different from any other school in the district. Principal Stacey Anderson talks about that with us as they have some deadlines for possible enrollment coming up. Also, more news and conversation. The weather, Spencer, how are we looking for today?
It is going to be wet, well, for the next week or so, although some of the heavier rains are behind us. It's just going to be kind of messy out there. Cloudy with periods of rain, about 90% today.
Mason County Public Health notified of 5 additional Mason County residents testing positive for COVID-19, bringing the total to 688 positive cases in Mason County since the start of the virus. There are 67 active cases, 2 still hospitalized in Mason County, 2 outside Mason County. The death rate still stays at 10. And we've got 93 new cases in the last 14 days, and the rate per 100,000 is 143. I have an email out to Dave Wyndham from the health department, our health director, to help me better explain that to you. And then I'm going to see if we can get him on next week to give us some of his thoughts about what we should be doing for Thanksgiving.
Washington's revenues continue to improve over the last few months, but officials warn there is significant uncertainty moving forward as the state continues to struggle with a surge in coronavirus cases that has led to a new round of business closures. Updated numbers by the Economic and Review Forecast Council show that projected revenue collections through mid-2023 are more than $900 million above what had been originally forecasted, but the state's revenue projection for that same time frame remains nearly $2.4 billion below what it was before the pandemic hit. Wednesday's meeting was the final forecast before Governor Inslee releases a budget proposal next month ahead of the start of the 105-day legislative session in January.
Thurston County Superior Court judge pausing a civil trial involving anti-tax initiative promoter Tim Eyman. A state attorney has informed the court a family member of a member of its legal team has become ill. The Herald reports Judge James Dixon yesterday recessed the trial until Monday. The restart could be pushed past Monday if lawyers and witnesses are not available.
A former postal worker was sentenced Tuesday for wire fraud, embezzlement, and identity theft, amounting to $276,000 over 7 years. The News Tribune reports U.S. District Judge Richard A. Jones sentenced Iliganoa Teresa Laufo of Tacoma to 2 years, 3 months in prison after she pleaded guilty. She also must pay $276,639 in restitution. The U.S. Attorney's Office said in a news release that Laofo lied about her household composition and income, used stolen identities to claim additional benefits, and opened bank and credit accounts, and stole checks from the mail during a period when she was employed by the U.S. Postal Service.
Well, it's more important this year than ever to schedule your flu vaccination. Free curbside flu vaccinations are now available outside the Mason General Hospital Anticoagulation Clinic on North 13th Loop Road in Shelton. Now through Friday, December 11th, community members can reserve an appointment by calling 360-432-3263 for a flu vaccination, and then drive to the parking lot of the Anticoagulation Clinic, formerly the surgery clinic, right there near Maple Glen Senior Living Facility. Patients and community members are also welcome to reach out to their regular healthcare provider to schedule a flu vaccination at any Mason Health Clinic.
And the Shelton Police Department has launched Books and Badges, a school supply drive in partnership with Graduation Matters to support students in our community. And tomorrow is the last day. Donations will be accepted until tomorrow. All donated supplies will be distributed to local students in need. There's more information on the City of Shelton's website.
Well, some Washington state residents have been notified by their state employment security department that their unemployment benefits were being changed, suspended, or reduced. Seattle Times reported earlier this week that in some cases, residents had to refund their payments in full. And some residents were told they had to pay back some of the benefits already given to them by the state, or the department would take them from their paychecks or tax returns. ESD officials said for many, the problems are temporary, and they stem from federal regulations that require them to move some benefit holders from a federal relief program to the regular state unemployment program. But gosh, this looks like it's going to come at a terrible time.
Boy, that's not stressful, huh? You wait weeks and weeks and weeks. Some people, I waited 7 weeks to get my first check, and then to be told that you have to pay it back. Yeah, that's not very stressful during a pandemic. And boy, I feel bad for the people getting those notices.
I mean, you eventually got everything in the back of those 7 weeks, though, right?
I did, but that 7 weeks without any income, virtually any income coming in was unbelievably stressful.
That's 2 months. That's almost 2 full months.
Yeah, and I just hope it doesn't happen again where you have 1 million people, applying the same day. But I hope they're a little bit better prepared just from the trial and error the first time around. It was pretty unprecedented to be true.
All right, moving to sports. We have the Cougar football team here on the radio, and Pac-12 teams are doing everything they can to make sure they get enough games in to be contended for bowl games. So you have to have at least, I don't even know what it is now. Usually it's 6 games, win half your games, and you'll get into a bowl. Even less maybe these days, but time is quickly running out as the league enters its 3rd weekend with cases of coronavirus spiking across the nation. Cal, Washington, Arizona, and Arizona have played just one time. 5 Pac-12 games have been canceled, including Colorado's meeting with the Sun Devils that was set for next Saturday. We'll continue to, and this is real, it's real up in the air whether or not they're going to be able to do this, because of the virus and everything. So we're kind of, it's almost like bonus football. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wasn't expecting this to happen, so it's a nice bonus.
Whatever you get, just take it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're playing the Cardinal on Saturday. 7:30 p.m. is the kickoff there, so 5:30 will be the pregame here on AM 1030 and FM 103.3. Here's another fascinating storyline in the National Football League. The Arizona Cardinals, the LA Rams, and the Seattle Seahawks all are first place in the NFC West. All teams are 6-3. The Cardinals have won the earlier matchup with the Seahawks, 37-34 in overtime. So there's a potential for some major movement at the top of the NFC West tonight as the Seahawks play the Cardinals again here on the radio. 3 o'clock pregame, 5:20 kickoff, presented by Shelton Health and Rehab, Riviera's Shellfish, South Sun Appliance, Dogtown Grooming, Neil's Pharmacy, and the Shelton Athletic Club. And again, coming up this half hour of the show, another pop-up blood drive from Bloodworks Northwest at the Hub Center for Seniors tomorrow and Saturday. Jeannie Larson comes on to talk about that. And in the second half hour of the show, Cedar High School, a new high school in the Shelton School District upstairs at the Choice Building. And Principal Stacey Anderson talks about Cedar High with us. That and more all coming up here on Daybreak. Good morning to you.
From the iFiber One News Radio studios, you're listening to Daybreak.
Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes on the Daybreak Show have via Zoom video conference Jeannie Larson from Bloodworks Northwest. Well, she's a glutton for punishment, apparently. She came on a while ago. How you doing, Jeannie?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me, Jeff. Yeah, we had so much fun last time that I'm back. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Then that means a good thing too, as the Hub Center for Seniors is hosting 2 pop-up blood drives that are coming up on tomorrow and Saturday, Friday and Saturday, at the Hub Center for Seniors. It's in Belfair. This is a pop-up. It's similar to the one that we had last time that we're talking about, but there are some unique changes that we need to make people aware of. So what are those first, Jeannie?
Well, right. I just want to give the address first. 111 Northeast Old Belfair. It's Old Belfair Highway. It's by appointment only. We are following very strict CDC, FDA guidelines. So everyone has to wear a mask, social distancing, et cetera. But one thing I wanted to mention right off that's kind of important is there was a mistake recently that was published in one of the area newspapers, and it was saying that we were performing COVID antibody testing at this pop-up center on Friday and Saturday, and we are not doing COVID testing. And we apologize for the misunderstanding and any inconvenience, but the reason we were doing it, the COVID antibody testing before, we were trying to identify people that had antibodies and then asking if they would come back in and donate what's known as convalescent plasma, which has been in the news a lot lately. It's used to treat COVID-19 patients, and we also add that to the national stockpile. So right now, we've collected over 3,000 units of the convalescent plasma. So our donor base is good, and we're not doing any antibody testing. And if you made an appointment at either Friday or Saturday just to get the antibody testing, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we're not doing that. But we're asking that you please keep your appointment to donate blood anyway. We really need you. Blood donations over the holidays in a normal, if any of us can remember what normal used to look like. But over the holidays, blood donations tend to decrease anyway. And right now, because of the pandemic, we are seeing a decrease in the donations. So it's critical for the health of our community that people keep their donations. And just to let you know, the blood stays local. We provide all the area hospitals with blood products. So the blood that you donate this week could be used next week to help a neighbor, a friend, or even a family member. So again, we apologize for the misunderstanding about the antibody testing, but encourage you to keep your appointment. And if you have any questions about that, just give us a call at 1-800-398-7888.
I think, Jeannie, right now, probably a good time after this last new set of orders from the governor's office to explain the safety measures that you have in place for the folks to feel comfortable about coming to donate blood. There are openings still for Saturday's blood donations. And I think now may be a good time just to explain how safe and how important the safety precautions are.
Thank you for bringing that up, Jeff. That is real important because people are concerned. The Washington Department of Health has declared blood donation to be a safe and essential activity. We've been doing this even before the new restrictions. So we do follow social distancing. We disinfect all the equipment. It's by appointment only. Everyone, staff and donors, have to wear masks. No one is allowed to come in that doesn't have an appointment. So no visitors, no walk-ins, no one under the age of 16. So we're taking every precaution that we can possibly take to keep it safe for our staff and for our donors. So it is a safe and, more importantly, a very essential activity.
And the whole process is about an hour. There's maybe the 10 minutes of the actual blood donation, but the other is the paperwork and then the rest after to make sure you're okay and all that.
Right. And screening, we do screening, make sure that you're healthy enough to donate. And also what's really exciting, anyone who donates between now and the end of November is automatically entered into a drawing to win a brand new Apple. And we're not talking Red Delicious and Granny Smith, Jeff, but we're talking an Apple product such as an iPad, a watch, a TV, some really good prizes or weekly prizes. So if you don't want to donate to save a life, donate to maybe win an Apple.
There you go. You can get folks from both ways, either the selfless people or the selfish people.
Come on down with your arms. We don't care.
That's funny. Bloodworks Northwest is online at Bloodworks NW.org. So on that site, you can find donation pop-ups events all throughout the Northwest, and not just in Belfair, but they're all over the place. I looked at the list, and there are a lot of them. So if you're not able to get in this weekend, another one will surely be right around the corner. As Jeannie mentioned, the holiday season, traditionally a time of low donation, but it's very impactful that right now is the time for folks to do that if they have the ability. Jeannie Larson from Bloodworks Northwest talking about the pop-ups at the Hub Center for Seniors tomorrow and on Saturday, 111 Northeast Old Belfair Highway. So the times tomorrow are 9 to 4. And then on Saturday, it's a little earlier, get you started early, about 8 o'clock, with some openings still on that Saturday.
Yes, there's actually a few openings still for Friday and many so far for Saturday. So it's like I said, by appointment only. So give us a call or go online. And if I could just say just one more thing, Jeff, this is something that really touched us, that we recently got a thank you from a donor. Well, not from a donor, but a recipient of blood transfusion. And actually, this patient received a kidney transplant. And they wrote us a note to thank us because they couldn't believe that 3 strangers were saving their life. The person that donated the kidney, and then the 2 people that donated the 2 blood transfusions that they received. And they ended it with, "Thanks to you, I will live to see my 30s."
Wow.
Oh,
Powerful.
That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do.
Jeannie Larson from Bloodworks Northwest, thank you so much for leaving us with that powerful message. And now is the time to donate blood. We'll put the links to the show notes when we post this interview as well. Thanks, Jeannie. Be well, be safe, and we'll catch up down the road.
Happy holidays, everybody. Take care.
You're listening to Daybreak on iFiber One News Radio.
Well, how's it going? Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes here on the Daybreak Show. Got a great conversation about Cedar High School with Stacey Anderson on the Zoom call. How you doing, Stacey?
Doing great today, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
So we had talked a little bit about Cedar kind of at the beginning of the school year and off and on during the summer, as this was going to be a big push out for a big new opportunity for kids in Mason County and the Shelton school districts. Of course, COVID has happened, so I'm sure there's been some issues there. But let's talk first about what Cedar High School is. And today is a deadline for parents and kids who may want to think about going there.
Yes, thanks, Jeff, for this opportunity. So Cedar High School is our brand new high school here in Shelton. It's part of the Shelton School District. And we serve students 9th through 12th grade. We did open the first day of school this year in the midst of the pandemic. So we started off the year, like all the other Shelton School District schools, doing the K-12 curriculum. Because we really needed some time to get ready for our project-based learning and how to do that virtually. But second trimester, we are switching over to the project-based learning, which we've designed, and it's really exciting. The students get to tackle real-world problems that affect either our local community, the global community. They really get to look at these hard issues that we're facing, and they get to do it in an interdisciplinary manner. So that means basically that, for example, we're teaching ecology and math together as one of our classes. We're teaching art and publishing together. So they're getting credit in different classes. And then 2 teachers will be blending the material together. Students will have essential questions they tackle, and then they'll be working in groups and sometimes individually to solve problems in our real world.
It's funny you bring up ecology and math. The first thing that popped into my head would be kind of a curriculum perhaps on culverts or fish passage, and how the engineering portion and the ecology and understanding fish runs and things like that can all, because that's how people do it in real life. You know, you go to radio school, that's fine, but there's so much more to than just talking into a microphone. There is math involved. There is, public relations. There's all sorts of things that you don't really think about when you have get that end job, what all it took to get to that point.
Exactly. We're trying to make the school totally like you just explained, that more realistic, what you're going to face when you go into the real world. So some of our students will go directly into the work world after they graduate from Cedar, but they also will be prepared for 2 or 4 year college, depending on what they want to do. And we really do want them to be those global thinkers. They get evaluated on not just their knowledge and thinking, but part of the grading system is on your collaboration skills, your oral presentation skills, written communication, and then also what's called agency, which is how do you take advantage of your own learning, and how do you really become the director of your own learning? So for students that want to have a lot of voice in their education, they want a little smaller environment where they maybe are known really well, it's going to be a great opportunity for them.
It sounds like it. Now, who all is eligible for this?
So any student in the 9th through 12th grade, really in Mason County, we are focusing mostly on Shelton School District students. So students can fill out an application. It's available on the Cedar High School website. There's also a lot of information on our website about interdisciplinary learning and what all these terms mean and what we're offering for second trimester. And they just need to download an application. They can either email it back to us or they can mail it or drop it off at the school, which is currently located down at 807 West Pine Street in the same building as Choice. Mm-hmm. We're not Choice. We're a different school. Choice also has great stuff going on, but Cedar is really designed for those students who want to be doing the project-based learning, and they will be engaged every day in online lessons. So if a student really wants to have that regular contact with their peers, they'll be zooming during the virtual learning and collaborating, and they'll take basically 3 courses a day because 2 of them are blended, so they'll still be able to get their full 1.5 credits in a trimester.
So today is a deadline. It may get extended, but today definitely is something tonight, perhaps at the dinner table or when you're able to meet and gather as a family, maybe have a conversation about this. Ask how things are going with the lessons and the learning currently. And this could be a great option. And it would be a clean start right at the start of the second semester, right?
Yeah, second trimester starts on December 1st. So we do have the application deadline for today, but we know we're in a pandemic. We know people can't always meet those deadlines. So we'll take applications. We do have an orientation session, which will be next Monday and Tuesday after school. So if they can get their application in at least by Friday or even Monday, we'll be able to get them into that orientation where they really learn all about the school, how it works. We'll have a parent night also for parents to learn about it because it is a transition to a new school. Yeah. But I encourage students, take a risk, try something a little different. It's a lot like thinking about it when you think about college. You look for the fit that's best for you. And for a lot of students, that's Shelton High or it might be Choice. But other students, they might think Cedar is a really great opportunity. Plus, it's a lot of fun. You get to help being on a brand new school. We're going to be picking the mascot here soon with the students, electing ASB officers. So if you're somebody who wants to get involved, it gives a lot of opportunities for leadership too.
I think to my time at Western and taking the college classes at Western where you're kind of, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be a communications major or something. So they said, well, do this. But then when I went to Bates Technical back on the radio school, it says, you want to be a radio broadcaster? Well, you got to do this, and this. And you can kind of intermingle it all. And just that seems like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Shelton High School has some great opportunities with their career academies and things like that. But if you're a student who's maybe thinking, I'm not sure if one of those is the right fit for me, I kind of want to explore a lot of different options. I do think of this as just really a holistic way to look at your education. And then as you get to your junior and senior year, we'll help you plan out your next steps to college or tech school or wherever you want to go.
Now, what if someone comes at you with an idea that is, and you're not quite sure what interdisciplinary skills could get you to that one?
Well, that's one of those things where I love the idea of this school because as we progress, we really hope that the students are going to have a big voice in which classes we're offering in the future. So we have this year planned out, but say they're a sophomore and they have things they really want to tackle their junior or senior year. Eventually, we hope that students will have a voice in the interdisciplinary classes we offer, but also as they get towards their junior or senior year, that they'll do internships and a capstone project that's really related to their passion and their excitement, where we connect them up with local business leaders and or if they're going into the education route, with people that are professors at colleges, things like that, for them to really pursue their passions.
That sounds like a heck of a good deal here. Cedar High School, find them online. We'll put the links to the whole of Shelton School District and the unique links to Cedar on the interview here. Stacey Anderson, thanks for spending some time with me this morning, and good to see you healthy and well, and we'll check in down the road.
Thank you, Jeff. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you so much for listening to today's Daybreak with Jeff Slakey podcast. Again, I'm so happy and honored you found us and chose to listen. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share this with your circle of influence. It's a collection of some of the interviews, news, and conversation during Daybreak with Jeff Slakey on iFiber One News Radio KMAS, weekdays from 6 to 9. Thank you so much again, and talk with you next time.